July 14th, 2026, San Francisco Bay, California. What began as a quiet family memorial voyage with 20 people on board turned into a devastating tragedy within minutes. What really happened to the boat Volare? Was it simply overwhelmed by powerful waves, or did other factors contribute to the disaster? In today's documentary, we'll examine the official investigation, eyewitness accounts, and the available evidence to understand what happened that day. If you enjoy real maritime mysteries, ship disasters, and fact-based documentaries, make sure to subscribe to Horizon Fact Files. We explore the evidence behind every story. Now, let's uncover the truth. July 14th, 2026, San Francisco Bay, California. The morning seemed calm. Sunlight shimmered across the water as the historic Alcatraz Island stood quietly in the distance. Nothing about that day suggested it would soon become the scene of a heartbreaking tragedy. A 49-foot cabin cruiser named Volare left the marina carrying 20 people. This wasn't a sightseeing trip or a celebration. The passengers were family and friends, gathered to honor the memory of a loved one by scattering their ashes at sea. As the boat made its way across San Francisco Bay, the atmosphere was peaceful. Some passengers looked out across the water, while others shared quiet conversations or reflected in silence. It was meant to be a final farewell, one filled with love, remembrance, and respect. But beneath the calm surface, San Francisco Bay is known for its powerful currents, changing tides, and unpredictable waves. Around Alcatraz Island, conditions can change in a matter of minutes. No one on board could have imagined that this peaceful memorial voyage was about to turn into one of the most talked about boating tragedies in recent U.S. history. What happened next? That's where the story takes a devastating turn.
As Volare continued toward the waters near Alcatraz Island, everything still appeared normal. The memorial ceremony had either begun or was about to begin. Family members stood quietly on deck, focused on honoring the life of someone they had lost. No one expected that the next few moments would change everything. Then, the conditions on the bay began to shift. According to investigators and witness accounts, the water became rough and powerful waves started hitting the boat. Within moments, Volare rolled heavily to one side. Panic spread across the deck. Passengers grabbed onto railings and each other as the boat lost its balance. Some were thrown into the cold waters of San Francisco Bay, while others struggled to stay aboard. The situation escalated with incredible speed. Within a very short time, Volare capsized and disappeared beneath the surface. The peaceful memorial voyage had turned into a desperate fight for survival. Emergency calls were made immediately. Nearby boaters and witnesses realized something was terribly wrong, and rescue.
Within minutes of the distress call, a large-scale rescue operation was underway. The U.S. Coast Guard, local Marine units, firefighters, and nearby boaters rushed toward the scene. Every second mattered. The waters of San Francisco Bay were cold, the currents were strong, and time was quickly running out. Rescuers searched desperately for people in the water, pulling survivors aboard one after another. In total, 16 people were rescued alive. Some were treated for injuries and hypothermia, while others were taken to nearby hospitals for emergency medical care. But the operation was far from over. Several passengers were still unaccounted for. As daylight began to fade, rescue teams expanded their search across the bay. Divers entered the water, search vessels scanned the area, and aircraft searched from above, hoping to locate anyone who might still be alive. The following phase of the mission shifted from immediate rescue to a difficult recovery effort. Investigators later used side-scan sonar and a remotely operated underwater vehicle, ROV, to locate the sunken Volare beneath the waters of San Francisco Bay. Finding the wreck was only the beginning.
With the wreck of Volare located beneath the waters of San Francisco Bay, investigators began the difficult task of finding out what had gone wrong. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, together with local authorities and the U.S. Coast Guard, started collecting evidence from the scene. Every detail mattered. Investigators examined weather reports, tidal conditions, wave activity, the boat's condition, and witness statements. They also worked to reconstruct the boat's final minutes before it capsized. One of the key questions was whether the rapidly changing conditions in the bay played a major role. San Francisco Bay is well known for its powerful tidal currents and unpredictable waves, especially near Alcatraz Island. Even experienced boaters treat these waters with caution. Investigators also examined other possibilities, including the boat's stability, passenger movement, loading conditions, and whether multiple factors combined to create the disaster. At this stage, authorities had not concluded that a single cause was responsible. The investigation remained ongoing, and officials urged the public not to jump to conclusions before the final report. For the families involved, however, the investigation was about much more than technical findings. They wanted one answer. Why did a peaceful memorial voyage end in tragedy? The search for that answer continues, and the final report is expected to provide a clearer picture of what truly happened aboard Volare.
The tragedy of Volare is a heartbreaking reminder that even the most peaceful journeys can change forever in a matter of moments. What began as a family's final farewell ended in a desperate fight for survival, leaving behind painful memories and questions that investigators continue to examine. As authorities complete their investigation, one thing is already clear. Every accident at sea carries a lesson: respect for the water, proper safety planning, and understanding changing conditions can make the difference between life and death. Our thoughts remain with the victims, the survivors, and every family affected by this tragedy. Thank you for watching this documentary. If you found this investigation informative and want to watch more real maritime mysteries, shipwrecks, unexplained disappearances, and true documentary stories from around the world, make sure to subscribe to Horizon Fact Files and turn on notifications so you never miss our next investigation. If you have your own thoughts about what happened to Volare, share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and always follow the facts.